You had the interaction with Jamal yesterday where he had you sign the jacket and stuff. What did you think of that? Were you surprised he came up to you and was so friendly in that moment?
Não surpreso, mas acho que foi bem respeitoso, né, ali naquele momento. E assinei a blusa ali sem nenhum problema.
Well, not surprised. He was very respectful in that moment, so I signed the sweatshirt with no problem.
And what's just your expectation of what he's going to be like in the fight? Serious injury, long layoff for him. How does that affect the fighter that might be in the cage on Saturday compared to the one you've seen on tape?
Qual a expectativa que você tem para ele no sábado devido ao fato de ele estar vindo de uma grande lesão? Não sabe se recuperou bem, se não se recuperou. O que você tem em mente do lutador que você vai ver sábado versus o lutador que você já viu nos vídeos anteriores?
Eu não estou assim com a minha mente assim nesse lado que tá um tempo parado, veio de uma lesão. Eu acho que se ele está ali, né, se ele aceitou essa luta é porque ele tá 100%, porque ele sabe da responsabilidade, ele sabe com quem que ele vai lutar. Então, na minha mente ele está bem e eu vou fazer a minha parte.
I'm not definitely not with the expectations of him just being sitting out, not training because of an injury. If he signed a contract to fight this fight, he did for a reason. He knows the test that he have ahead of himself, so I'm very aware of that.
Yeah, and you had the little interaction with Alex yesterday that kind of went around. What did you take away from that? Anything, or was it all just good vibes? You wanted your signature on your jacket?
Yeah, it was. I just took away the fact that I appreciate him taking time out to sign that for me. It was just something that I wanted to get from this week. You know, I'm just enjoying the time that, just my time. You know, life is but a vapor, so I'm gonna enjoy it. This is a very special moment, very special card, very special week and fight, and I just want to take it in as much as possible.
Yeah, and kind of along that theme, you've talked about your story and some of the difficult times you've come through in your life. To reach a moment like this, do you reflect on what you've been through, or do you do that after?
Yeah, that's something for after. That's something to, well, as you said, reflect on. The job ain't done yet.
You weren't able to defend the title at middleweight. What would it mean to you to get a title defense of this belt in this weight class?
Bom, esse é meu trabalho, a gente está ali tentando fazer o melhor, né? Foi o que eu tentei defender o cinturão, perdi, né? Mas isso, acho que eu não sou o primeiro que acontece isso, é todo mundo ali querendo ser um melhor do que o outro ali, querendo sair campeão. E eu tô com a mesma mente, eu sou um cara muito realista, né? Eu já não entro falando, ganhei, eu sei que eu posso perder, né? Mas a minha mente, eu tô ali para me ganhar.
Well, I get there to win, I lost, but you know what I mean. That's part of the game. I don't try to raise not too much high expectations. I got there to fight. I came here with a mindset to win and defend that belt.
Yeah, and just last thing for me, of course, endless speculation about the injury and the recovery and stuff. Do you remember the day during your rehab, whatever it was, where you got back in there and you're like, this feels right now. I'm ready to go towards a fight again?
I've been feeling like I was ready to go for a while, but I listened to the team, I listened to the doctors, and so I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that, for the simple fact that I've been ready to go since I got hurt.
When you get in the cage on Saturday, is that when you're only going to 100% get that confidence back in it, or is that not even lingering in your mind?
What? I don't even know how you even came forward that question from what I just said. What?
No, fair enough.
Am I only going to get 100? That was strange.
Do you take anything away from Jamal calling Israel or Israel calling Jamal to offer some advice ahead of this fight?
Cara, eu já lutei várias vezes com a Adesanya. Eu acho que ele fez uma coisa boa ali, né, muito inteligente da parte dele, fazendo essa ligação, né, por vídeo, porque eu acho que se ele realmente vai treinar na academia do Adesanya e, um exemplo, faz um sparring ali com ele, eu acho que seria uma frustração para ele e eu acho que isso não seria bom. Então a melhor coisa que ele fez foi ter feito uma chamada de vídeo.
I think it was good. I think actually the best thing that he could have done for himself, because actually if he had went and sparred with Israel Adesanya, it would have been a big frustration for him, especially for the fact that Alex beat him so many times.
Yeah. Obviously, when everyone talks about Alex and his fighting style, the calf kicks is something that comes up again and again. I saw you post something on your TikTok sort of talking about those and making light of it. Do you have a strategy in mind for those calf kicks, or do you think, hey, he has to worry about what I'm doing, not the other way around?
I have a strategy for everything. You know what I mean? You should have a strategy for everything. You shouldn't want to get hit with anything. So, yeah, I plan on dealing with every weapon that he has.
Obviously, you got to talk to your friend Israel Adesanya about Alex. How good a resource was that just to be able to call him up and get some tips from him?
It's an invaluable resource to just be able to reach out and pick at one of the best minds in combat sports and have him who's had more experience with Alex than I think anybody that Alex has ever fought. So it was good. It was a great conversation.
And how would you feel if the arena started chanting Chama during your fight?
Como é que você vai se sentir se a arena inteira começar a falar chama durante sua luta?
Pô, eu vou adorar, né? Porque a galera, pô, aceitou isso e, pô, tá muito legal.
I'm gonna love, man, because the crowd accepted that, and it's something real cool for me.
Poatan, aqui, Poatan. More here. You already fought and won against 4 Brazilians. Alex Pereira is the 5th, and it's a big name out of Brazil right now. How was the experience to deal once again with the Brazilian audience on social media?
The Brazilian audience is different than Alex's audience, so it's been a different experience this time, I'll say.
Well, looking back 3 years ago, made your UFC debut. A year later, you won the middleweight title, and after 1 more year, you won the light heavyweight title. The Alex that is right now, looking back at the Alex that fought Thomas Powell at LFA before the UFC, what would you tell him?
Bom, eu iria ficar muito surpreso, né? Porque com certeza foi algo assim muito rápido. Mas como eu falo para todo mundo, eu já tinha uma história, né? É difícil alguém chegar assim, pô, de outros eventos, né? Assim, eventos menores e chegar aqui e eles dar essa oportunidade, né? Me deram essa oportunidade. Mas porque eu já tinha uma história, pô, o Israel era o campeão, então eu tinha uma história com ele e isso facilitou, né, a minha chegada até disputar o título e, pô, fui campeão e acho que foi todo um trabalho muito bem feito.
Well, if I had told that Alex Pereira from then what everything that happened, obviously be surprised because it was too fast, but also everything that happened was consequence of the work that I did before the organization, to the history that I had, with Israel Adesanya, that led me to get where I got here right now.
I was just mentioning because you also went up through a fast rise, but that image when you and Alex were looking at each other after you beat Glover went around in the lead up to this fight. Did you ever imagine that would be the root of such a thing like a UFC 300 main event?
No, because it was just a handshake. He was over shaking my corner's hand. I went over and shook his corner's hand. So that's pretty much what that was.
Thank you.
But I did see that he could possibly be an opponent in the future, and I was excited for it. I wanted him to win. When I got hurt and I had to give up the belt, it was like, all right, what's the best course? What's the best that can happen now? Because somebody else is going to win the belt. Who better than Alex to win the belt? Like, y'all think y'all, and he is. He's a two-division glory champion, 2-division UFC champion, kickboxing great, hands of stone, bad man, just a monster, dangerous, scary dude. He's all those things. But watch what I do to him.
Alex here. So, champ, can I ask, you said you will win this fight easily and then go back to Brazil and headline event there. And who will be next opponent for champ?
Você falou que ganhando essa luta aí, dando tudo certo, você lutaria no Brasil. Se lutar, seria com quem?
Bom, não tem ninguém em mente, não. Pô, quem eles quisessem colocar.
Have nobody in mind, whoever they want to put on.
Alex, with a victory this weekend, can we expect more English in the cage from you?
Com a vitória esse final de semana, dá pra gente esperar um pouquinho mais de inglês seu na entrevista?
Não.
Thanks.
Chama.